Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about what you should be farming this week. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily. So if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. Alright, so the very first thing I need to mention is, of course, Nameless City Exploration, since this is the new hotness, because this is where you get the new weapon, or the Exalia weapons. Now, the Exalia weapons drop rate is okay. It's not super rare, but it's not super common either. It's kind of in that awkward middle ground where it's like, yes, you will get it, or at least you'll know people who got it within like the first hour or two of farming, especially if you're farming in like a full room of 32 players. There's bound to be someone who will get this weapon. However, it's also rare enough where you personally might not get the weapon, but like everyone else around you gets it. And that just so happens to be the case for me, where yeah, basically every time we were live streaming, literally everyone around me was getting the Exalia weapons except for myself. However, as many of you guys already know, as I talked about it in yesterday's video and the video before, the Exalia weapons aren't exactly that great, especially in its current form. Sure, if you are going floor potency, it's an okay choice, you know, it's decent, because you sacrifice the crit chance from the Iridium weapons in favor for more raw potency. So if you do have like a floor potency build, which I think most people are kind of leaning towards, especially with Grand Dreadkeeper 2s and all of that stuff, then you can definitely consider using this if you want. But as I said in yesterday's video, the main bottleneck is re-enhancing and re-augmenting and re-weapon unlocking all of these potentials. And all of that's just really expensive right now. And unfortunately, we don't have like any augmentation aid or any enhancement boost campaign coming anytime soon. We're going to need to wait for the NGS headline, which is actually going to be happening on September 3rd. So honestly, until September 3rd, for me personally, I'm taking it super chill on NGS because there's literally nothing for me to farm. Now, I don't want to sound like a negative Nancy over here. However, you know, they did take away Crimson Realm, so we can't farm in Crimson Realm anymore. There isn't an LTQ to farm, they took that away as well. And so they're just kind of trying to funnel everyone into Nameless City Exploration. And, you know, Nameless City Exploration isn't bad per se, because when you open up all those little chests, you do get a bunch of capsules. So if you're looking for Irati Souls, Dread Keepers, and all of those stuff, like, you can get a lot of them if you just go around and collect coins and open boxes and kill enemies and stuff like that. And then of course there is the limited time task of kill 1,000 enemies in the Nameless City for 20 augment transfer pass vouchers, which is 100% worth it. This is definitely like your priority number one that you should knock out ASAP. But other than that, there's nothing else really going on. Like, yeah, you can do your dailies with the Nameless City over here. So, you know, basically when I log in, I do my Lucille exploration, I do Nameless City, and then I'm kind of like, well, there's nothing else to do anymore, and I just kind of log off because I lose interest. But, you know, you still want to log in every day to do your Nameless City run at least once. Because again, don't forget that we do have the reward box over here that actually has quite a lot of really fancy items, including some poses over here, as well as some dashes. Now, the dashes are the standard dash, which leaves me a little bit confused because they just look like normal dashes. So it's really interesting that they decided to put these in. As you can see over here, it's already bound to account for me. But yeah, nevertheless, there are some cool stuff over here, like the Zonde cage. I know a lot of people really like the cage emote, so there's that. We've got some nice weapon camos over here as well. So you definitely still want to log in every single day and to do Nameless City at least once a day, so that you do get your 4 reward box medals every single day. You just need to do it for 10 days in the span of like, I think you have like 3 weeks to do this in order to get all of the rewards over here. So it's not too bad. However, I know for a fact that not everyone is built for Nameless City. I personally am not built for Nameless City. It drives me absolutely insane. It's fun when it's the new one. However, you know, it alternates between the new district and the old district. So when you get the old district, it's kind of like, it's the old one again. Now you still can get the Exalia weapons regardless of what district you're in, so that is always good news. But you know, I just prefer the new one because when you get the little shiny trial or the rainbow trial, you get a like hoverboard and you can like skateboard everywhere and play Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which is actually pretty fun. But you know, not everyone is built for Nameless City. So what do you do if you don't want to do Nameless City? There's really only two choices I can think of right now. The first one is farm the living daylights out of dual quest in order to craft all of your different Gladia souls, as well as Grand Red Keepers, and of course all of those Gigas Mastates, as well as those Grand Gigas Mastates that hopefully you guys have been farming a ton of the LTQ last week and were able to obtain a ton of those, because as you can see over here, the Gigas Mastates are slowly going back up in price as supply is drying out, as people are preparing for, you know, new weapons, new armors, or whatever the heck we're gonna get later down the line. So it's a good idea to start crafting these yourself and just farming everything passively so that you don't need to spend any money, or maybe you're hurting for Meseta and you can just sell these when the price is right. You know, their prices are pretty decent right now, 250,000. As I said in a previous video, I think 300,000 is like the sweet spot, or like that's pretty much the peak that I'm expecting the Gigas Mastates to go. However, 250,000 is still really good, by the way. So if you need Meseta and you're happy to sell it, then by all means, it's perfectly fine to do it. But for me personally, I'm not selling. I'm just building up my own stockpile of augments again, so that when we do get a new weapon, because I am fully expecting a new weapon to drop in the near future, since, you know, we've had Wingard for quite some time. We have the new Exalia weapons, they're going to be upgradable in October, so I would not be surprised at all if we see another ultra rare weapon coming in the next NGS headline on September 3rd, where they're like, hey guys, there's a super rare weapon and you need to farm this trial or this special mission in order to try to farm for it. I would not be surprised at all if they did release a new ultra rare weapon with like a 0.0001% drop rate, and that would be my motivation to farm for that new weapon, and then I'll be able to transfer all of my augments from my Wingard Katana to whatever the new weapon is later down the line. And if dual quest isn't your cup of tea, of course we always have deck space for raw Meseta. We farmed here a little bit yesterday, but I can't stomach that much deck space right now, especially in the current state of the game where there's just like, there's not much to do, or there's not much activities that I personally want to farm, which is why I'm kind of just like, right now. I'm just kind of taking it easy. I'm playing like an hour, maybe an hour and a half of PSO2 every day, and then I'm switching games right after. I mean, there's a lot of big updates on a lot of other games. You know, Genshin Impact finally got Natlin, so that's a huge update for me. We just got the 2.5 live stream for Honkai Star Rail. That looks absolutely amazing as well. Zenless Zone 0, I still need to save up more of the currency for Miyabi. And then we've got Wuwa as well. I think Wuwa also got like a big ass update, or like their developer patch notes thingy came out. So there is that, and I'm super behind on Wuwa, by the way. I still need to do the story of 1.1 to actually unlock the boss or Jue in order to level up my Changli. So yeah, I'm really behind on that. I'm actually going to be streaming Wuwa tonight. So we're going to play a little bit of PSO2, just like blast all our dailies and our weeklies. And then we're probably going to switch over to Wuwa, blast through the story there so that I can unlock Jue as a weekly boss fight, so that I can finally start actually try-harding on my Changli and get her really built. But yeah, basically guys, just take it super easy this week. I don't think there's anything special until the NGS headline. Of course, we will make a NGS headline predictions, but you know, the TLDR is basically, I think there's going to be a new ultra rare weapon, right? They're going to release a new ultra rare weapon. That's what I'm expecting. We're going to go farm for it like crazy. Probably like 3 people on the server are going to get it. I'm going to make a rant video about how the rare drop rate sucks, and then it's going to drop for me, right? We all know the cycle. You guys have seen enough of my videos to know this is how the cycle works. Or we're going to start the stream, we're going to be farming that new content, and I'm going to get the weapon on day 1, and people are going to be like, oh my god, creator, buy biased. What the hell, Caro? You know, it's gonna go one way or the other. It's either I get it super early or we never get it and I complain, and then suddenly magically I get it after I complain. Hopefully that weapon is tradable. It would be very, very helpful if I can just buy it off the player market if it does become available. Make someone's day, you know, make them very happy, and I'm gonna be broke. Oh, another thing, we also need to see the next collaboration. We'll also find out what the next collab is in the NGS headline as well. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.